Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Megan and today I'm going to be showing you guys how I got this summertime bronzy sun-kissed freckled look. I'm going to be showing you guys how I got this look with and without the freckles, so it's a little 2-in-1 makeup look for you guys today. I'm super into the summer looks, and since it is finally June, I thought it was only necessary to give you guys a good old makeup tutorial, so here I am. If you guys have any other summertime looks that you guys want me to recreate and give you guys a tutorial for, definitely comment down below and I will do that for you guys. As always, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you enjoy it, comment down below if you have any questions or comments, and subscribe to my channel if you'd like to see more videos like this. And without further ado, let's get into this tutorial. Okay, let's get started. I'm gonna zoom you guys in as always. Get nice and close. I'm also gonna put these pieces behind my ears so they're out of the way. Do I want to prime today? I don't think I'm going to prime today. Normally I use my Bobbi Brown vitamin enriched face base, but today I am going to skip out on it. So after I would normally prime my face, I'm going to go in with this Saie face highlighter. It is so pretty. I'd normally just do like one pump of it, and I just put it in my hands and I just put it on the high points of my face, and it really just helps to illuminate and give a very nice glow to the skin, glowing from within type beat. So I really like that. Today's glam is going to be very sun-kissed, glowy, bronzy. So once that's kind of had a moment to kind of seep into my skin, I'm going to go in with my foundation. I'm just using the Hydrating Fenty foundation. I'm not going to use too much of this because I do want this to be very light. As I said, you know, nothing too crazy. So I am just going to put a couple pumps on my face, and I'm mainly just focusing it on the center of my skin, and I'm going to blend outward. I know I talked about this a bit in my foundation routine video, but this is just gonna help give a very natural diffused effect to my skin, and it's not gonna make my makeup look cakey or anything like that. So yeah, now I'm just going to blend this out as per usual. So as you can see, I just like to start from the center and slowly blend outward, kind of doing a stippling motion with my brush. And then once I have that first layer kind of down, I will go in with more of my foundation anywhere that I feel like I need some more coverage as per usual. And again, I'm also gonna take some just to put down my neck. Speaking of the summer though, I'm so happy that it is June. I just love the warm, nice weather, and I also have a pool in my backyard. It literally just got opened yesterday, so I'm so excited to go into the pool once it is all nice and warm. Having a pool is like one of my favorite things. Like, ugh, nothing gets better than that. I just love laying by the pool, floating in the pool, swimming in the pool. It's just a good time. Also, as usual, I'm using natural lighting in my video, so I'm sorry that it went a little dark. It shouldn't be too on and off with the lighting today because it is relatively clear outside, but sometimes it does get a little all over the place, so I do apologize for that. I'm just going to take my Creame concealer and do my under eyes. I'm not using too much product, but I just put it here. The look that I'm showing you guys today is pretty much my go-to summertime look. It's just super easy, very bronzy, as I said before, you know, just glowy, sun-kissed, and it's just perfect for the summertime. Of course, you can do this in the winter as well, but in my opinion, this look really goes well in the summertime with a nice tan. I currently don't really have a tan. I'm pretty pale still, actually, mainly because the pool at my house wasn't open, so I wasn't really about to just go lay and tan and sweat outside. I only really like to tan outside if there is a pool I can jump into, if you know what I mean, just to like cool off and everything. Anyways, back to what I was saying. This is pretty much like my go-to look in the summer, and yeah, I think it just really complements a nice tan. And again, like I said, it's nothing too crazy, it's pretty simple, so we love that. Just going over my under eyes with this brush just to make sure that everything is blended out and looking seamless. Okay, so now that that is all finished, I'm going to use my cream contour. And you don't need to have a cream contour, of course. If you just have a bronzer, that is fine. I just find that cream products really make everything look very natural. Like, it's very hard for it to look cakey in my opinion, unless you're using a shade that isn't the best for you. But I'm just using a concealer brush just to apply this. And then I'm gonna take my foundation brush and again, just stipple it and blend it very lightly. And I like to just focus it on the outer third of my face. I'm not really bringing it in too far. This Fenty cream blends out like a dream, as you guys can see. It really doesn't need much help for it to look nice and blended, so I really like that. It's literally the worst when you get like a cream contour and it's like dry, because if it's just dry and doesn't blend out nice, I don't want it, you know? And it just makes me have to do so much more work, whereas with this, tap tap tap, and she's looking good. I'm going to take my little brush that I used before and I'm just going to blend out this little nose contour vibe that I have going on. I don't really nose contour too much. I used to be really into the nose contour, but recently not so much. I'm gonna go back in with my foundation brush to do the jawline. Comment down below your favorite season if you have one. I would say that my favorite season is probably summer, because it's just, you can do so much. I mean, as you guys probably know if you watch my channel, I am Canadian, so I really soak up the warm weather. We have very hot summers where I am, so that's always nice because we do kind of get best of both worlds. But I have to say, the summer, nothing beats it. Also just taking what's ever left over on that concealer brush and I'm just putting it on my bottom lip just to add a little bit of a pout. And I also kind of put it in my Cupid's bow and it'll just kind of create this shadow a little bit. It doesn't create the biggest difference, but it does still create that shadow that does emphasize your lips a bit. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is cream blush. If you guys watch my channel, you know that I love the Fenty cream blush, but today I'm going to be using this Milk Makeup cream blush. I got it in a little, I think like a little tester, because this isn't the full size, but I'm just going to use a clean finger and rub into this and then just tap it on my skin. You can go in straight with this product onto your skin, but I don't really like to do that just because I'm acne prone and I really don't want any germs and dirt and oil from my skin right now, and also foundation and stuff getting onto the product itself. So that's why I like to use my finger and go from there. Rub my finger on top. And what I like about doing this as well is it kind of warms up the product. So that's always nice. And it's a really just nice kind of mauve color. It's a little less bright than my Fenty, which is like a really pink color. But I'm just going to take this. And I like to focus it originally on the outer third of my face, kind of where I put that bronzer. But today, because I want to create this very sun-kissed, I've been laying in the sun look, I just went on vacation look, I am going to bring this blush slightly into my under eye a bit, and I am going to blend it into my cheeks. So don't be afraid to go a little bit high up with that blush, because it will really create that like sun-kissed, almost sunburnt effect. And I bring it all the way into like the side of my nose. I'm just taking a tissue and dabbing off my finger so then it is clean for the next time I go in. And again, doing the same thing on the other side. And I'm just really lightly tapping with my finger. I'm not like rubbing it or anything like that. I'm just tapping it in and blending it up into my under eye area and then into the cheeks. So next thing, I'm just going to take it on the bridge of my nose and I'm going to blend out into my cheeks. And that's just gonna really create that sun-kissed effect. And sometimes I also like to do a little bit on the tip of my nose. Sometimes I'll even like go in with whatever's left over on my finger and I'll kind of like go into my crease a bit. Okay, so now we have this blush all done, and as always I like to just go in with my foundation brush and just kind of go over everything just to make sure it's kind of pounced into my skin. Okay, so now I'm going to set my face. I'm going to use my MAC powder as always, just taking it on a big fluffy brush, and I'm just going to lightly set my face. I'm not doing anything too crazy because I do like the very glowy effect that I have going on right now. Before I do my bronzer, I am going to set my under eyes and my T-zone and everywhere that I brightened. And I am just going to put a little bit under my contour area. Okay, so now let's do this bronzer. I'm going to take my Too Faced Chocolate Soleil. I'm just using a little angled brush like this, and I just blend this kind of into my hairline. As soon as that is looking pretty blended, I do bring it into my cheeks. Just because, again, with the sun-kissed look, I'm not afraid to do that and add some more bronziness. I'll even put whatever's left over down the bridge of my nose. And as always, I like to go in with my powder brush again and just blend everything out. Okay, so before I move on, I'm going to take my blending brush and I'm going to go in with that same product that I used for my bronzer, and I'm going to use it as my eyeshadow. This creates the most effortless, beautiful makeup look, especially in the summer, because it's so easy. You're literally using the same product as you did all over your face, that it makes everything look extremely seamless. And it's also just super easy. Like, just take your bronzer and use it as your eyeshadow. Who doesn't love a good 2-for-1, you know? So I like to just focus it on the crease area, and I'm not afraid to bring it down to the lid because I actually am going to put it all over my lid. And you can even really bring that into the brow bone area if you're into a nose contour action, and into the nose bridge. Just gonna bring you guys in a little bit closer so you guys can see. But again, just kind of starting with my crease, just doing some good old windshield wiper motions. And sometimes I'll even do like these little mini circles all the way along. I'm going to take this same brush. You can use a smaller one if you want, but I just like to go on the bottom of my eye. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do are my brows. I'm going to quickly do them off camera and then I will be right back. Okay, so I am back with my brows done and set. And now I'm going to do the next thing for my eyes. And I'm just going to take this dark brown color here from the Anastasia Modern Renaissance palette. It is called Cyprus Umber. And I'm just going to take a little angled brush and I'm going to create just a little wing. I think this just adds a little bit to the look. I like to do a brown wing instead of a classic like black liner, just because it creates a very soft effect, a very natural effect. And I just think it's really fun for the summer. So I just start where I want the wing to be. As you can see, there is a lot of powder, so I'm just gonna take that off on my hand a bit. And then I'm gonna bring it into my lash line. And bada boom, bada bing. She's done. She's complete. Okay, I'm going to take my concealer brush. I'm just going to flick that out. Make sure she's looking sharp. Sometimes I'll even drag it a little bit on my lower lash line. Just at like the edge. Just to create a little bit more dimension. But that's about it. The next thing I'm going to do is just some lip injection gloss, just to prep my lips a bit. So the next thing I'm going to do is curl my lashes and do some mascara. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to spray my face. And as that is drying down and my face is a little bit wet, I'm going to go in with my highlighter. Today I'm going to be using the Anastasia Amrezy highlighter. I'm pretty sure this is discontinued now because it was limited edition. If you have your hands on this highlighter, you know how good it is. Like, oh, and it's just such a pretty color as well. Like, look at that gold. It's crazy too because it doesn't even look like I've used a lot of this powder, but let me just tell you, I have. Anyways, going in with my Morphe brush, some of this on my cheeks. I feel like you always gotta go with the gold shimmer highlighter for the summer. I'm gonna take a little bit on my finger and just put some on the tip of my nose. And lastly, I am going to take this little Morphe brush, the M15, and I'm going to put a little bit of this highlighter in my inner corner as well, just to really brighten it up Oh, I love this highlighter. It generally never gets old. So I know I said I was going to do kind of a 2-in-1 look, so I am going to do my lips now, and then I will come back and I will show you guys how to get these faux freckles if you're into that. So next for lips, I always think it's nice to do a nice like glossy lip for summer. I feel like nothing is better than that. So I'm going to use this NYX lip pencil in the shade Cold Brew. It's just a very nice brown. Okay, so just for my lips, I am going to use this Velvet Teddy. I'm just going to tap it on a bit. And then last but certainly not least, I'm going to be using this Maybelline Vivid Hot Lacquer. A little bit goes a long way, so I'm only going to put a little bit in the center. Okay, so this is pretty much the finished look. She's bronzy, she's glowy. Obviously, you can stop here if you want with how it looks now. But my favorite thing to do in the summer is faux freckles. It's unfortunate that I'm not a little bit sun-kissed right now because normally I like to trace kind of my natural freckles and go where they are, but I don't really have any freckles at the moment, so we're just gonna wing it, but I guess that's a good thing, so then I can show you guys really kind of my mindset about placement and how I do it. So my favorite thing to do is to use my brow pencil. I normally have the brow pencils that are literally like the pencil instead of this, which is wider and more like a line shape. So I am gonna have to be a little bit careful because I haven't done faux freckles with this, but at the end of the day, it's still the same technique, so I should be fine. So what I'm going to do is I'm literally just going to use like the corner of this, but the technique is pretty much you're just going to take your pencil and kind of swirl it and let go. So as you can see, I got a little freckle there. So the first thing that I like to do is I like to go anywhere that I already have natural freckles and kind of trace over them. So here I have a little freckle above my lip that I like to bring back out. So I'm just gonna tap it in. And bada boom, bada bing. She's back. The other thing that you can do is make a pimple into a freckle. So I guess we're gonna do that with that guy today, right here. Let's make him into a freckle. So I'm just gonna angle it and twist. And boom, you only need to do it like a couple times, and now my pimple is a freckle. Don't we love that? Okay, so now what I'm gonna do is I'm pretty much just going to create some freckles, not too much on my cheeks, but more so like on my under eye cheek area, because that's personally where I get a lot of my freckles, are like all right up in here. And then obviously I'm gonna go onto my nose, and you can already see like I have a freckle right there under my under eye, if you can see it. So that's kind of where I'm gonna place them, all around there, very random. And yeah. And it's okay if you do it and they don't come out looking like a perfect circle. Also, I think the twisting effect is a little bit hard with this, so I am just gonna tap it with the corner, but I'm pretty much just tapping it on pretty randomly. And then I'll kind of just take my finger and tap them into my skin a bit, and it almost just looks like they're peeking through my makeup kind of thing. And sometimes you want to make ones that are a little bit bigger, a little bit smaller. I do a lot on the nose. You can kind of tap it in the same place like a couple times to make some a little bit darker, some a little bit lighter. The whole thing with freckles is that they kind of are random yet beautiful, so don't be afraid if some of them are looking a little wonky or a little all over the place, because it's honestly probably gonna look more natural that way. So now once I have a few more on, I'm just gonna go again with my finger and trace over them and kind of like blend them out. Some will disappear, some might not. The good thing is sometimes when you're also tapping in with your finger will pick up some of these spots and kind of disperse them. And as you can see, as I just build more up and blend them out, it just slowly creates this very much realistic freckle effect. And since I am blending them into my under eye, that's why I was really stressing earlier about putting the blush in that area as well, just because then it really creates that like sun-kissed look. You know, you have the bronzer there, you have the blush, and you also have the freckles. So it really creates that sun-kissed effect that we're going for. And what I'll do at the end is I'll just find a few that I kind of want to make a little bit darker than the rest. And that is where I'm going to stop, but of course you can do more. I'm just putting it on my cheeks, but of course you can put it all over your face, your forehead, your chin. Okay, you guys, so this is the finished look. If you guys enjoyed it, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and comment down below if you have any questions or comments. Don't forget to let me know your guys' favorite season. Is it summer? Is it winter? Are you guys into these summer looks? And also comment down below any other summer makeup tutorials that you guys want to see. And last but not least, don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you'd like to see more, and don't forget to click that bell button to be notified when I upload. And as always, thank you guys so much for sticking along with me for this video, and I'll see you guys in my next one.